back there, the other team member who's here today. Gail Errington, some of you will probably have spoken to Gail Errington. She's been doing some telephone interviews. While all of us are based in Nottingham, Gail's actually based in Newcastle. So we don't see her very often, but by email and phone we're in contact every week. Carol Coupland, she's our statistician who is always giving advice to our various research projects. Denise Kendrick, she's a professor in the department. She's done a lot of work in injury prevention over the years. Some of you may know her name. Certainly she received a Distinguished Service Award, I think it was, from ROSPA for home safety in 2008. And then we have Patrick Walsh, who is our project administrator. We all have many years' experience of injury prevention research. I probably have the least experience because I've only been doing it 8 years. And we're all part of the Injury Epidemiology and Prevention Research Group at Nottingham University. So, okay, this is what I'm just going to talk about today. Give you a little idea of who we are, our past experience, and then just tell you about the CSEC evaluation. So, I said we're part of the Injury Epidemiology and Prevention Research Group at Nottingham University. So, what do we do as part of that? We have 4 main aims, which are to evaluate projects aimed at reducing injuries. We study the epidemiology of injuries, so we may go into the emergency department and perhaps collect data, for instance, on poisonings that have happened in children who've come in there, and ask them to fill out questionnaires and maybe talk to them, find out what led up to that poisoning. Measure the long-term impact of injuries. Denise has a big project ongoing at the moment where she is recruiting people from the ED department, and that's not just in Nottingham. And then looking, as that suggests, the long-term impact of those injuries, perhaps on social life and on occupational outcomes. And then we also develop new methods of doing research and analysing data. And all our work, or much of it, is in collaboration with others. So we work a lot with Newcastle University, Norwich, Surrey, Bristol, Cardiff. We're not working in isolation, but we also work with people, a lot of consultants in ED departments. At the moment we're working, again, in those places with Bristol, Leicester and Nottingham. And I just thought I'd give you an idea of one of our projects that we've done, just to give you some idea of the work. And this was a project which I was involved in. And I led this project, so I like this one. And we're looking at increasing child pedestrian and cyclist safety. And this is particularly thinking about in the winter when children go home from school, it's getting dark. We want to make children as visible as possible and encourage them to walk and cycle, but to make it safe for them. And our question was, do primary school children wear visibility aids given to them free at school? Because there are some companies who give out visibility aids. By that I mean reflective and fluorescent items. So certainly I live in Loughborough and 3M hand out these items to children, but we don't actually know whether the children wear them, whether they are, I can't say effective at reducing injuries because we can't measure that, but at least if we know that the children are wearing them, hopefully that will be increasing their visibility. So this is a picture of 2 adorable children wearing their visibility aids. You can see they've got the sack wraps. I don't know if some of you have seen them. They're sort of like you can straighten them out and then you flip them like that. Some children thought they were great weapons, actually. And also they've got their stickers on their school bags. So this was a fairly simple study. We recruited 20 schools within Nottingham, and we only recruited 1 class from each school. First of all, we chose a separate school and we talked to children aged 9 and 10 years old, showed them a selection of reflective and fluorescent items and asked them, which ones do you like? So that we felt that when we handed them out free, at least we were giving children something which we thought they might like and would wear and stick on their bags. So then we recruited these 20 schools and there were 377 children in total. And we went round to these schools and 10 of them received the reflective items and 10 of them just received posters on being seen at night. We then went back and observed every class in November and then again 8 weeks later in January. And as the children left the classroom, we counted how many reflective and fluorescent items they were wearing. And we found that, well, we decided to do it in November and then again in January because we felt that both, it was still dark in January, but also the children had had time to actually lose sack wraps. Over Christmas they might have been given new bags, so they might not have their stickers on the bags, so we felt that was quite a good idea. And when we went back 8 weeks later, we found that those children who had been given reflective items still had significantly more when they left school at the end of the day than those children who weren't given any reflective items. And we actually found that, as I put there, 8 weeks later, 40% had stickers on bags compared to only 15% in the group that didn't get reflective items. So we felt that was quite a good result. And it was a fairly simple study, but that's just to give you an idea of what we do. And then I'm also going to talk about wristwatch. This is another piece of work that we did with Nottinghamshire Fire and Rescue Service. We worked with Dave on this. And this, I'm sure some of you know about wristwatch, but it's a package that teachers can use in school to teach safety to children. And for this we assess safety knowledge and also safety skills and behaviour. And the reason why I want to talk to you just briefly about this one is to assess knowledge. First of all, we put together a questionnaire, which some people don't like questionnaires, so we tried to make it to include as many photos as possible and pictures so that it was easy for children to complete. They didn't have to have a high level of reading ability. And also safety skills and behaviour. This is quite fun in a way because it's how do you assess children's skills and behaviour, particularly when you're in a classroom situation. I mean, it's fairly easy to say, what do you do? Show me what you do if your clothes go on fire. And they know stop, drop, roll, and they can show us fairly easily. But it's how do you measure sort of road safety behaviour? They know where to cross safely. So one of our members of our team went out to Early Learning Centre and bought one of the mats which shows like little roads on it and houses, and they bought cars and little people. One of our members even made like little Alicia beacons and set this up in the classroom. And they'd actually say to the children, right, can you show me a safe place to cross? And it was quite good fun. We enjoyed that. So that's just to give you a little bit of an idea of what we do. And also we do advise on injury prevention at local, regional, national, European and world levels, and this is just a couple of the reports that we have contributed to. So evaluation of CSEC. If I just give you a little bit of the background to this, as many of you know, CSEC was launched in April 2009, and Nottingham, we signed our contract with WASPA in November 2009 for a 2-year evaluation. And our evaluation is guided by the World Health Organization principles of participation. We're very keen for you to participate in the evaluation of CSEC, because CSEC is there to help you. So we want to know what you think about it, whether it's working for you. And certainly that's why some of you will have been spoken to already on the telephone, and what you have told us we have put into our first report. We're also very interested in the use of multiple methods, which for us is quantitative and qualitative data. So we're collecting data in various ways to do our evaluation. We have 6 objectives of our evaluation. I'm going to go through each one individually, so I won't spend too long on that. It's a bit of a mouthful to read out. So our first objective is to evaluate CSEC processes. And this involves looking at how the coalition has been established, how CSEC is working with its partners and with its members, how is CSEC being marketed, and what is CSEC doing to increase the availability of safety education. And how are we going to do this? Well, we've been carrying out interviews, like